Hey Wizards, today I want to talk to you about another tribal, this time Angels. Really a big fan of tribal decks, even in the current meta where it is ruled pretty heavily by a couple of really strong and fast decks. But Angels here has been proving that it is just fine to play in Diamond and rank up. You might struggle a little bit once you get into Mythic itself, but ultimately getting there is most people's goal anyways. So let's talk about the core cards here. Exemplar of Light. 4-cost Angel at rare, flying. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And when you put one or more +1/+1 counters on this creature, draw a card. Only once per turn, but this is a really easy draw engine for us to trigger. It is attached to a creature, so it is removable, but we've got Shardmage's Rescues and Shelter by Ghosts to help save it. Another one here is Font of Hope, 1 in a white legendary angel. We're only playing 3 of them for that reason. Flying, Vigilance, other angels you control enter with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each angel you control. That can make some really big angels. Additionally, you can tap this, add white mana to your pool, and then you can spend it only to cast angels. Really solid card. It does a lot of work. The art looks great, both on the original, the special art for the foundation set, and the older one if you happen to have those. The rest of the deck is really about just throwing in any value angels and cards to help keep you alive against the current meta. So Authority of the Consuls helps slow down red decks and creature heavy decks like the bats and white bunnies. Really solid. I can't imagine a good reason to take this out right now unless the meta significantly changes. Smite. 4 for 1, the target creature must be attacking or blocking, but deal 3 damage and exile it is super huge in this meta, where there's a lot of on-death triggers. The mouses, the scamps, Glissa, who is a first strike death touch, can pretty much only be killed. Now, that's not as big of a deal in this deck because all our creatures have flying, but it is a big enough deal, especially when you stack it or do first strike yourself and exile the creature. 4 of Healer's Hawk, really there's just no angels in the 1-drop slot, and this gives us flying lifelink, which can be useful elsewhere, and gives us something to do on turn 1 that isn't just Authority of Councils. Shardmage's Rescue, hexproof for a creature, also give it +1/+1. This is really solid. It's not a must-of if you don't own this and don't want to spend the uncommon wildcards, but it's good enough I think it's worth including. Get Lost. I'm playing a 2 of because that's what I have right now, but this is a super strong card that deals with a lot of the things that are difficult for us to destroy. So enchantments, planeswalkers. It does give the opponent map tokens. That's fine. It can hurt you a little bit. They can get a little bit bigger, but often if you're killing a beanstalk or something else really important with this, you're happier to have done that than not. Shelter by Ghost. I don't need to say more, I think. Youthful Valkyrie. This is a 1 white 1/3. Whenever another angel you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Solid, does the job. Dazzling Angel, +1 life whenever another creature enters. Solid. Resplendent Angel. You can actually run more of these if you happen to have them. If you happen to have them, run more of these. I only have 1. I don't think they're worth spending more mythic rares on, but they are a really good card, mostly in the win more, but sometimes they can pull out a sneaky win. Split Up, I like being able to kill all tapped or untapped creatures. That conditional board wipe is really strong in a deck like this, where we don't want to accidentally kill our own creatures. And then Lyra Dawnbringer. I'm running 2 of this. This is our top slot, flying first strike lifelink 5/5. It's our Lord. All other angels control get +1/+1. Also gives them lifelink, which is pretty freaking good. And then lands, of course, are super easy here with just the planes. This unfortunately is not a budget deck I would spend or I would play without a couple of the rares. Your Split Ups, your Lyras, your Exemplar of Lights, and your Font of Hopes are all rare, and I don't know that you could get away with the deck without them. So not, unfortunately, the most budget-friendly of decks, but overall very good. I really like this deck. Let's go ahead and hop into the games and showcase it. B-Bunker. B-Bunker? Bunkai? I'm not sure. 1 lander, really not keepable. 2 lander, not as good as the 1 lander as far as good cards go, but it's pretty solid. I think we need to either get a Red Exemplar or Light or Lyra Dawnbringer here. I'm going to choose the Dawnbringer. Opponent's turn. We can smite something. We'll see what colors they're running. Green. Certainly interesting. They could have some removal for things like our Youthful Valkyrie here, but it's far from guaranteed. We'll see how this goes. Okay, opponent plays down a forest and goes Leaf Crown Visionary. More tribal violence. Leaf Crown is actually one of their really good cards. Elf deck is super good. We'll see what kind this is. There are a couple of different variations. I'm really big on the Genesis Wave variation where you just get all the green mana you can and then play out all your elves. This looks like it's going to be the Golgari version as we see the Glissa Sunslayer come out. Get the +1/+1, which puts it out of smite range, so we're going to immediately just go ahead and get lost that thing. That thing is so terrifying, I don't even want to think about it doing anything. And then we do 4 more damage to opponent, and we can play Exemplar of Light next turn. We will have life gain because of the Dazzling Angel. Looks like Youthful Valkyrie might be about to die to a removal, which would actually be the wrong choice, I think. I think if you're going to remove anything, it's the Dazzling Angel. Can they hear me? Okay, opponent deciding what they want to do. They do go through the throat, the Youthful Valkyrie. So we're fine there. Maybe they will... Okay, they play Elite. They won't get to ramp, though. They won't get to draw. But they do get some extra creatures and do get in for 1. We could kill off with Smite here. I think that's actually fine. That's a reasonably good target for it. And we don't know that we're going to get another option. Font of Hope comes down. That's really tempting to play first, but I think I just want the draw engine online with Exemplar of Light. Get the +1s, get the draw. We find Sheltered by Ghost off the top. Really, really solid card there. If something like their Elvish Archshrew comes down now, we can actually take that away. Imperious Perfect comes down, and it looks like they're going to map token the Elite. Not bad. They just hit land, though, which I believe they can play and then do the map token again. They do. They declare Elf. Elite's now going to be still a 3/3 because they hit the forest. Not the best turn for them. That's fine. We do find Resplendent Angel. We can play this instead of Font of Hope. I don't think we need to, though, so I'm going to play Font of Hope. Get the life, get the draw and the counter. Find the second Sheltered. I'm going to Sheltered by Ghost, our draw engine, take away their Lord, get in for 8, put them down to a 1-turn clock, gain 6, put another +1/+1 counter. Even if they kill Exemplar of Light here, I still got lethal. They need a huge turn here, and I don't think they're going to be able to find it. Nissa comes down. That's actually a big step in the right direction, but it's not there. They can kill off my Sheltered. Their Lord comes back. They get 5 damage, but that doesn't even drop me below my starting health. We'll go ahead and swing lethal. They scoop. Yeah, GG. I do really, really like the Elf Tribal deck. And the Golgari with the Glissa is a very fun way to play it, because you also get things like Go for the Throat. But the downside of it is you don't get to do the thing that elves love as quickly, which is dropping things like Elvish Archshrew and then getting your gigantic board to just swing in. They had like 5-6 turns here. I really think elves should be able to get a bigger board than 3 creatures plus a Nissa. If you're playing, I mean, not every game, obviously, Magic is Magic, but often enough, and I think, unfortunately, including the black weakens it for that job. Alright, Angels and Diamond against Rock Licker. I feel good about this game. Triple Plains, Font of Hope, Dazzling Angel, Lawbringer. Such a good opening hand. Turn 1, play a Plains. Turn 2, get out Font of Hope. We could wait till turn 3 and play it with the Shardmage's Rescue. We see Boros colors, though, so I'm not as worried. Ooh, but we do get Hawk here. Okay, I'm going to drop Hawk and play it safer. They do clearly have sticks, so this could have been Shock. We won't Shardmage's Rescue this Hawk. Sorry, Hawk. There's the Shock. So now we are very glad we did not run out Font of Hope. Is this Boros Burn? Probably not. It's probably Boros Prowess or Boros Auras that just happen to run the Shock. And the Rockface Village pretty much confirms that. They go ahead and plot the Slick Shot Show Off. Not too big of a deal for us because we can't actually block that. The flying is not a problem since pretty much all of our creatures have flying. This art is so nice. Can't see it because my face is in the way. Feldon Excavator. Okay. It's a card. Are we blocking it? Yeah, why not, right? Monstrous Rage. I think we'll allow it to kill, but we will actually trade. They get to exile 3 cards. They get to choose one of them. They choose the Monstrous Rage, so they've got a good turn next turn. I think we do nothing, hold out for the Get Lost here. Okay. It's a 3/2. It has haste. Are we Get Losting this? I really don't want to. I at least want to see the Monstrous Rage. Okay. Despite pretty much revealing that we're doing something, they still go for it. They do still ping us for 3, which sucks. Maybe if we can get out the Dawnbringer, we'll be fine. We can go ahead and drop the Dawnbringer now. Legendary Flying, Lifelink, First Strike, and other creatures, other angels we control get the +1/+1 and Lifelink. They could potentially have some tricks for this. The Sheltered by Ghost. God dang, that's good. Okay. We're unlikely to be able to interact with that anytime soon. They also find another one of their Monstrous Rages. Hit us for 9, potentially 10 here if the map token does the thing. It does. They'll do it twice and hit us for 11 damage. It's pretty good. Turns out. Sheltered by Ghost of our own, which is fine because we can hit their Sheltered by Ghost and ignore the Slick Shot. So still in this game. Gain a life. We now have a hard board for them to deal with. They draw land, so they don't get to do anything. We draw a Healer's Hawk. We will go ahead and swing with the First Strike Dawnbringer. Get in, get some life restored. We'll go ahead and drop Hawk afterwards. We have 11 life now and 2 blockers, though we really don't want to risk Dazzling Angel dying. Excavator comes down, not too big of a deal. We now know that they don't have anything else. I think this is fine to block here. They can have the Exiles. We don't lose any life here. They get to look at 3 cards. Looks like Screaming Nemesis was at the end of that? No, Rage. Rage is going to give them +2/+0. And then also a Detective. Can we just survive if we swing all here? Maybe not, but what we can do is swing 9. And then get lifelink off of all of that. And hold back a 1/1 blocker just in case it is useful in some way. And this does not hit the Bird Wizard. They do get Heartfire Hero. That will get hit. I don't think they can give it Trample, though. Maybe with Rage. Rage goes on to the Heartfire Hero. It does not give it the extra +1, though. But Slick Show Off does get to 6 and has Trample. And they realize it's just not enough. And we ultimately win. Angel's doing great things here against a very, very strong red deck that came out swinging hard. GG. All right, playing against Siru? Siru? S-I-R-U. Let me know what that's supposed to mean. We have 2 Font of Hopes in the opening hand, Valkyrie and our Lyra Dawnbringer. I'm inclined to keep this. We see Heartfire Hero again. Not a big surprise. I would love to find our Smite. Opponent gets 2. They might just tap it. Nope, they do Manifold Mouse. Heartfire Hero goes up to 2 double strike here. Just in time for us to drop a font, which is not a ton of value. We somehow need to make it to Lyra Dawnbringer, and I think the only way we do that... Oh, they show us green too, so they're actually the Gruul deck. I think the only way we do that is if we can find a Smite or something to help us get there. But this is pretty much lethal on its own, right? That's 12, 15 damage, so not quite lethal. I guess we can block the 3/3. Go down to only 4. It's actually out of Smite range now too, and we don't have the creature card for Shelter by Ghost. GG.